Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dirk Helbing, and I'd like to introduce a new idea how to counter climate change. Sorry for the cold, by the way. Global warming has not protected me from this. Well, recently there has been a lot of talking about global warming and climate change. There are many reasons to be concerned. So, the rise in water levels, for example, will have impacts on many countries, on the United States, many Asian countries, and also European countries. There will also be immediate impacts on a number of cities such as Venice, or New York City, or Singapore. So something needs to be done. Besides that, there will be heavy impacts also on agriculture, and that will cause migration. Migration, on the other hand, can cause something that we call climate wars. Conflict could happen in many areas of the world, so something really needs to be done. Our current approach is to come up with new kinds of regulations that would be imposed on every country in the world and on every citizen. We would have to reduce emissions of cars, of planes, and also of fabrication plants. But many people don't really want to hear this. And that's why actually the climate councils have not been very successful in establishing such global regulations. So maybe we should pursue a different kind of approach. As Albert Einstein has pointed out, we cannot solve the problems within the paradigm that has caused the problem. So what if we change from a top-down approach to a bottom-up approach? That means to say goodbye to this idea that regulations would fix it, but go towards a paradigm of empowerment. And in fact, in my own research, I've seen that in many complex systems that are quickly changing and hard to predict, bottom-up self-regulation can actually be more successful than top-down optimization. That's quite surprising. And what would it mean? Well, have a look at this example over here. It's quite surprising how well traffic is organized over here. And it has a simple reason. We have unidirectional traffic flow in this direction, unidirectional traffic flow in that direction, and also a buffer for vehicles in between. So it's a matter of design. If we have the right kind of design for the interaction of stakeholders in the system. And here, a roundabout traffic would be an example for the organization of traffic flows. Then actually, there would be good outcomes as a result of self-organization. So that would mean to transfer the success principle of Wikipedia to fighting global climate change by basically empowering and building on the engagement of citizens. So what would that mean in detail? Well, we would have to come up with something like a climate Olympics, I believe. And the agents of change would be the cities, not the countries. We would have every few years a climate Olympics between the cities. They would compete for the best solutions. And we know that competition is actually raising the aspirations and the effort and the success. So that sounds quite promising. The question is, what would be the disciplines in which we would compete? Well, science and technology certainly would be key disciplines in different areas, from windcraft to solar panels, but also architecture. And besides that, it's also important to engage the citizens, and that's also why cities are important. Engage the citizens to use climate-friendly vehicles, or even ride a bike, or to invest into modern energy production, such as solar panel technology and insulation. However, besides competition, it's important that we also build on cooperation. So, after each climate Olympics, cities would exchange the best solutions and would implement them. And in this way we would make fast progress. So I believe together we can make a contribution to a better world, and if the word spreads, then we can really make a change. So think about this. We could really have a different approach to countering climate change. Thank you very much for your interest.